Hi there, this is Charlene Bollinger with The Truth About Cancer, and we are actually right now at the Truth About Cancer 2017 live event. This has been tremendous. We're in day number 3, and our keynote opening speaker I have with me right here, Dr. Joseph Mercola, and he got a standing ovation, crowded house. It was phenomenal. He started out by just making everybody laugh with the funniest slides and jokes, and I think that he was helpful to a lot of people. And if you missed it, you can watch the replay. But right now, he wants to share a couple of key points that he's sharing with everybody everywhere. So Joseph, welcome. Thank you for joining me.
Well, it's great to be here.
Yeah. You were telling me about electricity and different things that you're looking into. What are your top 2 points that you would like to share?
Well, that electrical fields, specifically in your bedroom at night, are really some of the most pernicious health exposures that you can have, that detract from health and contribute to cancer because it interferes with your ability to sleep well by impacting melatonin and deep sleep. So one of the best things that you can do is to turn off the electricity to your bedroom at night. I know it sounds like a hassle factor, but it's crucial for your health. It will drop your electrical fields down to close to zero in most cases. In some cases it doesn't, but you have to do a little further other things. But that's a key point.
Wow.
Absolutely. And then fasting. I wrote a book, Fat for Fuel, which has a lot of details about my dietary and nutritional approaches. But what I've learned is that the best and most dramatic way to improve your health is through fasting. And there's 2 types: intermittent, where it's a short window, a minimum of 14, and I do like 20-hour daily intermittent fast.
Wow, and that takes discipline.
It would seem like it would, but because you're going to be hungry and stuff, and when you're not burning fat for fuel, it does require some discipline because you have to make the transition. But once you make the transition to burning fat for fuel, it really isn't.
Wow.
You almost have to, like, what time is it? I'm supposed to eat now. It's like you forget that you have to eat. So you can do it, but you need to eat regularly. I restrict to 4 hours. If you're doing that for a while, then you can go into a 4-day water fast or even longer. If you have cancer cachexia, then you want to do that in supervision, of course. But that can just promote this process called autophagy, which is self-eating and gets rid of the senescent old-age dying cells that are clogging up the system, sort of like taking out the trash.
So just fasting does this?
Fasting does it. There's nothing more powerful to remove those. We have no technology to do that. The way that your body's designed to do is through fasting.
Wow.
Yeah, so
and I was really impressed. Even with our dinners that we've had with great food, you are so disciplined. You said, you know what, I'm fasting.
Yeah.
And you're doing it.
Yeah,
and so
so
you're not just talking about it, you're doing it. So you're not only an advocate, but you're a doer.
Well, it's kind of selfish. I'm not doing it because I, just describe some theory. I'm doing it because I believe it really improves health, and I've noticed the benefits. And people, that I've talked to and patients that I've interviewed, really are dramatic benefits. I mean, life-changing responses. So it's a powerful tool.
Well, what I've noticed about you since I've gotten to know you is the things that you are passionate about are the things that you're doing because you truly believe in them and you know that they work. And so I think that's the best kind of leader that we can be. So we appreciate you being here. And what do you think? I'm going to ask you another question. What do you think about the Truth About Cancer Live, this event? This is your 2nd year, and we're so happy. And you're getting on the round table. You are, and you're going to be on the round table 2nd year running. And not everybody gets on that round table because there's so many phenomenal speakers. So what do you think about the event? What do you want to share?
Well, the event is really good because it provides a format that people can come to and learn from just incredible experts and interact and dialogue and really get answers, and practical strategies. And I was impressed with a lot of the speakers were, really so many of them are so good, and I learned so much here myself, which is unusual because a lot of times they've been around, you're saying the same things, but there's a lot of new, novel, important, including one of the presentations on fasting. And Del Pigtree, of course, which was just excellent. Really one of the best presentations I've ever seen on the influence of pharma, on how it impacts the vaccine issue in question, and it was just magnificent. I want to get a copy of that for our site. It was so good.
Oh yeah, we'll definitely get you everything, the whole weekend.
Yeah.
So thank you for sharing, and thank you for caring enough to constantly, throughout the years. I just want to share something with you right now. When Ty and I first started climbing outside of the conventional box, because we were born and steeped in this system, which was filled with a lot of lies, and as a result, we were duped and doing things that we thought were healthy and really were not. But when we started learning, because we lost his father, then his grandfather, and his father's brother, and his cousin, then his mother's mother, and then his mother's father, and then his mother, all to the conventional cancer treatment starting 6 months after we were married.
Wow.
You were an advocate and a voice in the wilderness for us. And before we knew you, we were reading on your website. And there were so many things that we learned that we still do today, thanks to you. So Joseph Mercola, thank you.
You're welcome. It's a great privilege to have that, being able to do that. And thank you for listening, because you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink.
My daughter, she's 17 now. When she was 4 years old, or actually she was maybe 3, I was giving her a bath, and she got water in her ear, and she just started screaming, and I knew she's got an ear infection. So that's when we started climbing outside of the conventional box, and I did not want to call the pediatrician. I didn't want to do the antibiotics and all that kind of stuff, right? So I get on your website. You were my go-to.
Yeah.
So I get on your
Is it
website.
peroxide?
Yes.
Hydrogen peroxide.
Let me tell you, we still do that today, but I found that, I put it in her ear, and the next day it was gone. It was like a miracle.
Yeah.
So
It is really, it's pretty, but the only problem is it's so expensive.
Oh yeah, like $1 or no, 50 cents.
No, for the drop that you need,
Oh yeah, it's like
a half a cent.
Half a cent, yeah. So that you're absolutely. So we did that, and here's the kicker. So I go to the pediatrician. I'm like, oh wow, this drmercola.com. I found this awesome thing, and we put some hydrogen peroxide in her ear, and she was screaming in pain, and that ear infection is gone. What do you think she said?
That doesn't work.
She said, "Oh, that was just spontaneous.
It's
Spontaneous remission. It just went away on its own. It had nothing, absolutely nothing to do with the hydrogen peroxide." And at that point, when she looked me in the eyes and she was meaning what she was saying, and she wasn't willing to listen to a new theory or try it out.
She was fired.
She was closed. Yeah, I realized she doesn't know what she's talking about.
Right. Yeah.
That was my awakening to the systems with the conventional doctors. I realized she absolutely doesn't know, and she doesn't want to know. And to me, that was repellent, and we never went back.
Yeah. Well, that was a wise choice. I wish more people would do that. But yeah, you're pretty smart to figure that out, because a lot of people don't.
Well,
And
it's
they
right
just
there on your website. Right there, as plain as day on your website.
Well, no. Yeah, you had the tool, but the response to your physician is what most people don't do.
Okay,
You
that,
actually
yeah.
took action. See,
Well-
because there's something called, it's something I called FTI, failure to implement. Because you can tell people stuff, but they don't do it, or they do it and they don't think it through like you did. That was an excellent example. This is why you're leading the field out here doing this stuff. So,
Thank you.
yeah, because I mean, you know, and then you want to inspire other people to
Yes,
follow your path.
absolutely.
But sometimes you can't. Sometimes people are so mentally blocked, so closed and shut down that they won't do it.
Yeah, like you said, you can lead a horse to water, but
Yeah,
you
but
can't
they've got to
make it.
they've got to implement.
Yes.
You can tell them what to do. You can step it up, walk it, outline it for them, but they won't do it.
Absolutely, and that's what with you having the information, us being able to implement it. But like the doctor, there's different phases in the journey. There are people like that doctor. They're not doctors. They're just people that don't want to hear it. They don't want to listen. And I think the reason is this: it's too uncomfortable for them to change.
Well, part
Change
of
is difficult.
There's no question that's an issue.
they've
But
been
another
brainwashed.
part is the ostracism and
Yeah.
the peer concerns.
That's part of the hard.
Yeah,
piece.
and then obviously medical review boards, and if you do
Yeah, with the
really go out
doctors.
like
Yeah. There's a lot to it. So.
Yeah, it's a big complex
Yeah,
equation.
we were looking to you, and now we stand on your shoulders, your giant shoulders. So thank you for being here.
Well, thank you
Thank
for
you
those
for,
kind words.
even before we met you, you were there for us. Thank you. And thank you out there for watching.